Do sing this song with me. Morning, I know you do. All my ladies, come and sing with me. With me. I know that you will understand all the words that I will sing. All the words are easy and alive, alive.
CinemArena is not a very easy project to understand on the paper. We realized, we found out that people that haven't seen it actually, when it's in process, they can't really picture what's happening during the nights of CinemArena. What is happening there, it's something, you know, every time, every night is a surprise, it's astonishing, it's really a strong experience. Every night when we're doing our work, we take our energy directly from the people. The people that are there, they get so much involved in the work that we're doing. The experience is so strong for us because we are living it with them. And that's when you know that the experience is strong for them, because you're feeling it.
CinemArena comes from the word cinema, and arena, it's about people. So CinemArena uses cinema to show the people, make them aware of the diseases which are around. We use educational movies, different activities like acting, discussion with the people. They tell us what they feel about the diseases which are around them, especially HIV. I think the main objective of this CinemArena, you know, when you see, you don't forget. But you might hear and you forget. But if you see something, I think you remember for the rest of your life what you have seen.
It's a sensitization campaign, mainly about health issues, mostly AIDS, HIV/AIDS and malaria, which are the main diseases here in North Uganda. We selected this area because it's a target area for the Italian cooperation interventions in the country. In fact, the Italian cooperation has been supporting the health sector mostly here in North Uganda, in the Acholi region and in Karamoja as well. So our campaign aims at bringing awareness about these issues, and we found that there is a strong need for information and awareness. We choose every day one village, and we move to this village. We try to contact local organizations and drama groups in the village, and we try to organize joint activities with them.
We make documentaries in every village where we go. Yeah. So for the people that are in that village, when we're there, we shoot things in the village and then we show them the same night what we've been shooting. So this is another way of involve the community in our work. This is a particular instrument of CinemArena.
Actually, health is life. A healthy population is a productive population. So it's not like it's not popular. It is the approach that makes it unpopular, because people are tired of being patronized and told as if they do not understand. So what makes it different is the approach. To engage them, to involve them, to have a dialogue with them has sort of like changed, and the way in which we present it, like we had Rafiki, a group I think from Makerere University, students, and they were acting, but they were getting the solutions from the audience themselves. They would call the audience to tell, to say if they were in the positions of the people who were acting, if it were them, what they would do.
I always say to them at the beginning that the cinema is what they're seeing and the arena is them. And that's what we try to do. We show things, but at the same time we involve them. We show them in the screen, we involve them in the talking and in the discussion. We make them talk to each other. And you know, for a village it's such a great occasion. For the people, it's such an important experience. Learning and growing, it comes from confrontation with other people. It doesn't come from lectures. I mean, it can come if you're like looking for it, but the real, you know, growing of people, it comes when they face others people and face themselves. That's what we try to do with CinemArena.
It's a very rich in terms of communication, and it's the quintessence of edutainment. Now, edutainment is a combination of entertainment and education, which has been proved to be a very effective key as in the communications. And I've seen how people have, you know, come together and witnessed very educative programs. And if you put in the entertainment bit, which entertainment is by people who are singing and dancing, dances which are very familiar to the people, I think for me it's a winning combination. And of course, for those who already know about the history of this place, it's been over 20 years of instability. People's cultures have been distorted very greatly by especially the life they've spent in camps for over 2 decades.
We've been having NGOs in northern Uganda. They come well, they teach us about this, but now they're seeing the video, the cinema, and they go back and they should tell them, the other people, the kids, the parents, that please, we had a show with CinemArena, we learned this and this, and it has really helped people in northern Uganda.
Short story, we met in Gulu by chance. They invited me to be with CinemArena, and I'm a soccer coach. I do soccer for development, teaching life skills like HIV awareness.
Here is a hat, money in token, but for his game, We're going to imagine what PKV is the HIV virus.
Health education, conflict resolution, female empowerment, and so on. So the first day I was with CinemArena, I saw what they did. I was very impressed and inspired. They allowed me to do a game.
Can you recognize who has the virus by looking? You don't get to the chilling. You man, get you. You can't. It's impossible to recognize who has HIV by looking.
In front of at least 500 people. We did a HIV game, an HIV awareness game, a very fun game and at the same time educational. So that was a really good opportunity. When I came to CinemArena, I realized the show started around 5 or 6 and it finished at 11, 12. And for 5-6 hours, you know, I would see the crowd and everybody was glued to whatever was going on, whether it was the cinema, the movies, the cartoons, the dancers, very good dancers, the health worker, and the way it's combined, I think it's so effective because you have a health worker giving a message on an issue, but then you have a dancer or a performance that is very fun. So people don't find it tedious, you know, you have someone give you a message that is a serious thing, there's so much you can handle. More than half an hour, I think you're gonna lose anybody after half an hour of giving them a message on how to protect yourself from HIV or malaria. But then you show a movie, then someone else gives another message, then you show a play, a drama with local actors.
I'm not saying other projects do not have strength, but I'm saying this particular strength is that CinemArena partners with relevant stakeholders. I would like you to know that CinemArena, for instance, partners with Makerere University, Department of Music, Dance and Drama. And CinemArena also seeks partnership with locally based organizations, which is why Malco said we will follow up discussions with the gentleman there, which is why, like I told you recently, we worked with Rupini Radio, we would be happy to work with Haida Radio. This approach we are doing is called participatory theatre or theatre for development, and we are using specifically one method. It's called debate theatre. We identify a village or a community, and then we get a small group of people, over 30 or 25, and then we get a quiet place, come, and we have a discussion with them. In fact, this discussion, we only facilitate the discussion, but the issues or the issues of concern are raised by that community. So we cannot come from anywhere and impose the issues, but them themselves, they raise the issues, debate on them, and then find solutions. And then afterwards, we discuss with them together to pick out the key issues of concern that we should dramatize and make a short play of about 5 minutes, not beyond 15 minutes at least. Because we give room to discussions to the larger audience of CinemArena.
We show videos to the people. We thought it was not nice to only show them videos that are made from outside here. So that's exactly what we do. We form a play from here, raised by the people, acted by the people, and it's so beautiful when they watch themselves on the screen and they are able to discuss the issues they have raised themselves. This kind of theatre was introduced and founded by a gentleman called Augusto Boal. He was a Brazilian, and he used it in Brazil and Peru to foster development for the people who are oppressed, the people who could not deal with many issues they had for a long time. So we hope that since CinemArena has introduced it, we're also praying hard that it works and continues in Uganda, so that many villages are able to have this chance to address their issues using theater, using acting the things out themselves. I hope it really goes on.
I would just like to share a little bit of experience that I've had within these 2 days of the CinemArena. Just to flashback a little bit, if you can well recall, at one time up to the middle 90s, HIV had almost escalated to 30% prevalence in the country. But because of health education, which is just the power of communication, the way we are doing it here, it got reduced to about 6.5. But unfortunately, I think the Ugandan government went into complacency. That I think after all, everybody knows what HIV is. And now very little has been injected into prevention. Drugs have come in, but now the disease is even trickling, it is climbing up silently, it is going. Now, I want to really appreciate the intervention of CinemArena. We have been using mainly a lot of channels, but these were only monologues. You don't get the community into thinking. But this time, as I've observed in CinemArena right from 2 days ago, I think there's a big participation. There is what we call that community dialoguing, which is truly being applied by CinemArena. And to me, that one is going to be a very big input and a big skills transfer to the district. Because the members of the community, randomly selected, come up with their own issues. Which issues? They mention the very most contentious ones. And then they're asked to make a play out of it, which they own by themselves. So to them, they already know that truly they're the ones getting involved in educating themselves, which is just too marvelous. And I believe definitely if we go by this methodology, we are slightly going to succeed in behavior change. The other issue that I admired was the prelude before shooting. When the issue of HIV is supposed to be projected, CinemArena has a prelude of some kind of an analogy. And that approach sets people thinking to bring in 3 aspects of analogy. 1, fire. 2, water. 3, love. That fire helps us all. And there is no problem with the fire when it burns your house. It must have been probably somebody's mistake that caused the fire to get burned. Not even the law looks for the fire to arrest, but looks for the arsonist. 2, they gave me the analogy of water. Water is supposed to be used by all. But if you dive and get drowned, it is not the mistake of the water. And then finally, love. Love is not bad. You need to know whom you are loving. So, actually, as they were shooting, I was actually trying to share with some members of the community who were watching, the audience. Say, look, yes, I think this is a better way of really understanding. These are the locals themselves that very evening. So I'm sure the message has reached the people using this methodology.
The opinion that we get from the people after the show and what they tell us, it's really about, you know, how great experience they had. And I know that it's difficult to understand it when you're reading the project on paper, but once you've seen there, once you've been there and you've seen it with your eyes, you felt the waves during the evening.
I think I can really say that those people who acted that drama, for sure something has changed their lives. Maybe they didn't take the decision yesterday, but today, tomorrow, maybe next month, something will happen to them. There will be a change of mind. There's no way you can act something like that and it goes off your mind. It will remain in you.
And I also like to emphasize that we are not only giving creating health awareness, it's human rights. It's also the issues that people raise. In some places we've gone, and the women have indicated that for them polygamy causes poverty, it causes misunderstandings in the families, and they've raised those issues. So the idea is to let the societies come out with their issues. Although for us using film, as Mark already indicated, we provide entertainment, Susan, and some films are entertaining, but also using the health films, we drive the messages further, because you're not telling them, you're not doing this, you're doing this. The films are saying it, and as you know, if a picture has 1,000 words, a video is even better. So that has also helped a lot. For me, in my opinion, engaging them, making the audiences participate, the communities, is what has made this stronger and easier.
We have been using forum theater approach that involves communities to be engaged in addressing their own problems. We create a problem and then the solution is provided by the community. And this is very interesting that I've got this experience and we have not been doing it. And we see that that is the tool for behavior change. If you want a healthy behavior, appropriate behavior, therefore then the intentions will be addressed through CinemArena. That involves forum theater aspects.
It happens sometimes that, maybe there is rain, or maybe there is, a village that is a difficult village with few people that are really having a, difficult time. And there's something in your work when you're doing it, you can feel it's like you have stones tied to your legs because you can't really do it. But that's when you realize how different it is when things are actually working out properly. And you realize, how much these people are really involved in your work. They're looking, they're listening, they're learning, because you're getting this feeling and you're feeling strong while you're doing it, and you do it the best way. We have tried to enrich the program with all our efforts, that it actually made it, from my point of view, made it even evolved.
Because for tonight's connection is very, very, very important for us. And to be all together, I want to recall that it's very important to have fun, and soccer and World Cup is a great occasion to be all together. But we always have to remember that to be together has more sense if we think of develop ourselves. And health issues are very important.
CinemArena was not only about talking to this, they also went to the extent of cultural groups, the cultural leaders, where they also come, and the cultural leaders also express their views, or try to advise the youth, and we also get the views. As we get the views, we also now give them back. That's what CinemArena has been doing quite in this area. And actually, when you left in other places, they were saying, please, could you come back for the next day? Because it's not enough for us, but...
We've witnessed when some of the traditional leaders, the chiefs, will come and camp put some fire, tell some stories, tell a history. For example, Kalongo, there was an elder who was able to tell us how the name Kalongo came to be, how the Arabs came there, how the British came there, how the Dr. Ambrosel came there. So the young people were able to learn that history which they had not known, and that opportunity came when the arena of CinemArena was created. So it's a very good opportunity. We are working together with them, and we felt that after this intervention, we as in government will take it a way of promoting cultural tourism, starting to gather people along historical and cultural sites, but we'll use the messages of educating people in health, in poverty, and everything that affects the society.
Anyway, it has been so good for them in other areas where we've been going. Other parents are saying, well, I've also learned a lot. They're acting drama, and this drama will really pass the message to the people. And when they pass the message, because they're using the local language of people in this area, and it's very good for the people of Chole sub-region.
It's been a great experience for everybody because each one of us has their own personal experience. CinemArena had an experience, Amakula had an experience in the field, and all the other actors had different experience. We put them together, and each one of us has grown very much since we started working. And this is, I think, a very important element of sustainability for our program because, you know, from now on, each one of us will be able to enrich their own work with this, you know, new elements of experience that we get from one another.
CinemArena is just the now experience. It's not an agitating feeling we normally get as artists or as an audience. You know, a lot of expectations. It's the now. You know, CinemArena just gets there, captures the moment, and deals with it. You know, so for me, it's just the easiness, the flow of the whole program, the interaction of very day-to-day people, ordinary people. You meet them, they're not going to lie to you, you know, they're not going to tell you what they don't believe in. You know, you meet a street person, you're going to interact with them in the street where they'll tell you what they feel. They'll either love you or not love you. That, to me as an artist, that is the reality of an audience that I haven't really quite faced on my other stages. You know, I get people who are most of the time coming to watch you because maybe they've read about you or they love you, you know, they've listened to their music. But with CinemArena, as Susan Kerinen, I think I've gotten both sides of an audience that have been looking forward to getting, you know, the reality, the real audience, the real people who had never met.
But in case that our experience can't go on in this country, we have had partners that have learned from CinemArena and that, you know, possibly will bring the experience ahead. And our equipment will go to a Ugandan organization that will continue to bring on the idea of entertainment and movies and culture together with health. Okay, so those health campaigns will keep going, you know, rather we are here or not, through the help of Sarah, and that is, I think, great. For us here, it's a responsibility to organize a meeting like this one today, because we believe that the initiative that we have taken in this country can be of help for other organizations that are working in the same field as we're working. Maybe we can give our contribution, not just traveling in villages and bringing on this educational campaign, but our contribution can be also partnering with people here, meeting people here that are working here on the field, and inform them, give them our experience. It's your chance to speak tonight. It's your chance to express your feelings, your ideas, and your experience. To the other members of your community. I want to say that usually it's not me who conduct the discussions, it's not me who's conducting the game, but I do it the beginning when we get to a district, when we start working with health educators, so that they know a little bit, they see what I do, and they can learn something from me and then adapt to the situation. Anybody can come here and propose to give some help or anything else, but it's always, at the end, it's up to you. What you can do with the help the people give to you, and what you can do with your health.
So amazing, what I see, cannot imagine.
There are no changes if there are no actions. You have to understand that you are the people and you are the power. That if there are to be some changes, the changes have to come from each one of us. And every one of us has a power to do it. We have to find in ourselves the knowledge that we can actually do it.
The approach of CinemArena aims at behavioral change. And it's based on the social learning theory. If we want to achieve behavioral change in people, when we're showing videos, when we're making a drama, when we're giving some education and instructions, first of all, we have to make sure that the people are identifying in what we're talking about. It's very important that they find the subject related to them. Once you get them to identify, you've catch their attention. You can go on and giving them a bad example and a good example. The bad example will also show consequences, and the good examples will show results. So when we're making a play or giving a video, we can just think to scare people of some bad consequences. We have to give them the alternative. We have to let them take the choice, the decision themselves. If we put them in front of a good consequence and a bad consequence, then they will be able to take their own choice. Now, once they've decided what to do, we have to understand that there is a big gap between intentions and actions. So it is very important that we work on the self-efficacy of the people. This is the most difficult thing. If we have an audience that has decided to take a right decision, it may be hard for them to take actually actions. So we have to consider that people have around them environments and other people and conflicts with themselves that can stop them to act the right choice that they want to act. So when we're doing a video, when we're doing a drama, we should include in characters situations in which those characters, they come across difficulties with the contest, with other people or with themselves, and they win their process to take the right action. So that people that are watching, they get strength and energy by looking at the characters behaving and going across their own problems. And even during our educational sessions, we have to try to convince them, to give them strength and energies to empower their self-efficacy, to go through their problems and the difficulties they may have between intentions and actions. Then, of course, the last thing, very important, is that we have to explain them there may be actions, but there may not be continuity in these actions. So to always be aware that even when they have started the process, started to live a life that is better for them, they have to always keep the guard up and make sure that every day they keep going with those actions that will bring them good results.
Let's stop a second. Let's think. Do I have identification of the people? Do I get it? Yes. Okay, we go on. Am I giving good example and bad example, good expectations, success, or consequences? No, I'm forgetting something. So let's go back a little bit, start again, and I can go with this, and etc., with all this structure of identification, bad consequence, good consequence, and gap between intentions and actions, and gap between actions and continuity. So really, I found this so interesting and so helpful that I wish to share it with everybody that I get to meet that are working in the same field. I understand that in a country like Uganda there are no services, there is not very good possibilities for the people to help themselves. But if the help doesn't come from the individual, there is no solution. Like, we cannot wait for others to come and help. That's why what we try to do is to reinforce the self-efficacy of a person. We cannot come with solution, and also when somebody comes with solutions, there can't be good solutions if it's not from the people, okay? Rather, you bring medicines and condoms, people may sell the condoms, may sell the medicines, people may not want to take them, or, you know, it's very much about the behavior of the single person. So, as educators, our effort and our mission is not to give the solution, but is to help the people to find the solution for themselves. We are that part of development and assistance to the community that is not building a road, that is not building a hospital, that is not bringing the medicines, but we are doing the other thing that is as important as just doing these things, which is giving directions to people, giving them hope, giving them informations, trying to help them to find the strength in themselves to solve their own problems. Well, this is the challenge that we are facing, the real challenge that we are facing. We have been doing a program of assessment in the Gulu district by having our health educators to follow up with our program of CinemArena after we left, and they are actually going into the villages where we have been to find out what are the changes, if there are some results of what we have done. We are distributing nets, we're distributing condoms, we're doing HIV tests during our evenings. We decided to do this because we thought we want to raise issues, we want to, sensitize people, but we also want to do a little help on providing solutions. we have to remember that the Italian cooperation is doing a lot of effort in the health sector in Uganda. So basically, CinemArena is just a part of this. And we really hope that the work of Italian people are, will keep on strong as it has been these years in the future. As CinemArena, as our, small project, because we are a small project, even if we have, is a kind of project that has a lot of visibility, but still is, a small project in, respect to the big, work that the Italian cooperation is doing in Uganda. For the results that you get with this kind of project, in relation for the cost of it, we believe it's very good, because the cost of a projector and a screen is not as much, but what you can do with it, how many people you can help with it. But in a way or another, maybe through Italian cooperation, maybe through other cooperations, through your government or through other organizations, in future there will be a chance to replicate the experience of CinemArena even locally. How meaningful and how important it is for these communities to have this kind of chance, to listen about the things, to get the informations, to confront themselves on the issues, to really participate, be part of the learning process, be part of the behavior change process. Get involved, get committed on this, and get their voice to be listened by their communities and to listen to the voices of their community members. How necessary this project is for the people that we've been crossing. It's a great thing, and we really hope to keep doing it and keep going with this. Thanks to the people of Uganda, really, thank you very much, you're great people.
Truta izu dika kwa